This is me and this is my friend Lin. We met early last year when she booked me for a photo shoot during her trip to Singapore. Flash forward to this year, we spent 2 days driving around, exploring, braving the cold and eating around Jeju, and I'm going to show you what we got up to. Our plan was to visit iconic photo spots in Jeju so I could do some scouting for my couple shoot later on that trip.
Together in Jeju.
Jeju. It's so cloudy though.
Yeah, I know. I wish the sky was clear, but
It's always tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll make do. It's always tomorrow, correct.
We were at the Jeju Horse Park for our first stop, where we were greeted by a huge canola flower field, which is a really iconic sight to Jeju.
Parking is right there, and then you just walk up and see this.
This place looked so beautiful, I knew I had to bring my photoshoot clients back for photos 2 days later. For lunch, we headed to this spot called Takuma, which we found on Naver, and it was so aesthetic. Look at the window seat they gave us. We had a view of the canola flowers, and look at that spread. I had pasta and I enjoyed it so much. Our next stop was the Seopjikoji cliff, which is a coastal walking trail that leads up to a lighthouse. And it was
A little bit underwhelming.
so we ventured out of the park entrance and found this spot right by the road, which brought us so close to the sea.
Lynn is trying to fly her drone. Is it coming back? Oh, okay. I don't know if you can see the drone. I can't see it. But yeah.
And while Lin flew her drone, I took some photos on my own, and then we also took some photos of each other before we left. And we were off to our second canola flower field of the day, which was right by a car park. Honestly, it didn't look as pretty as the first. You could see where people have trampled on, but we still made the most of our trip, although this definitely didn't make the list for my page shoot. Then it was time for a cafe break, because how can you go to Jeju and not visit an aesthetically pleasing cafe? The pastries and drinks looked too pretty for us to pass on, so we ordered a drink and a croissant each.
Oh my god, it looks like the most colourful thing ever.
Our conclusion though was that the food actually looked better than it tasted, but oh well, at least the vibes were 10 out of 10. We continued hanging out at the cafe for around an hour before leaving for our next stop, Boromwat. This place actually charged an entrance fee, so we didn't decide to go in on that day, but after seeing some Instagram photos of this place, I decided to return with another friend of mine 2 days later. And here are some photos I took at Boromwat, first time with my friend and a second time with my couple photoshoot clients. Back to my trip with Lin, we headed to the beach for our last stop, but unfortunately it started raining, so we gave that a miss and we went straight for dinner. We went to Noodle Street for Jeju pork noodles, which is one of the must-try dishes in Jeju. However, this restaurant actually wasn't that great, so I suggest you look for another restaurant along Noodle Street when you make your trip there. The next day, we were joined by my mum and sister, and we started our morning in the city at the Jeju traditional 5-day market, where we also had our very first meal of the day. I really love Korean street food, and something just hits different when the food is being prepared right in front of you. So yes, we ordered up a whole feast. We had tteokbokki, fish cake soup, sausages, veggie fritters, and my fave are the corn dogs. We explored the market more after eating, and I was not expecting this market to be so big. Everything you could think of was being sold here, like traditional side dishes, vegetables, fresh meat, clothes, and we even saw pets.
So cute, so fluffy.
Then we drove just 8 minutes to the Dodudong Coastal Rainbow Road to continue our mission to hunt down photo spots in Jeju. The weather forecast that day was really windy, and it did not lie. My hair was going absolutely crazy in every single photo.
We just took photos from across the street. You can get all the rainbow strokes from here.
We kept having to cross the roads back and forth to get photos of each other and also check the photos we had taken. This place is honestly just a photo spot, but I still think it's worth a visit because of how pretty it is. While researching all the photo-worthy places in Jeju, I came across these 2 lighthouses that were in the shape of horses, which I thought were so cute. So I knew we definitely had to make a stop here. The only downside was probably just how windy that day was. Like, look at how my hair is just flying in all directions. Also, I wanted to say this trip was a great experience because of Linh. It was so nice to be traveling with another photographer and content creator. It's like we just understood each other and we knew what each other wanted to get from a shot, regardless whether it was a video or a photo. It was just so easy. And not to mention, we have so much fun in the process, so it's really just an added bonus. For our final stop of the day, we decided to give the beach another try since we had better weather. But we weren't actually there for the beach, we were there for a lookout point up the small hill beside the beach. Linh and I saw so many aesthetic photos of this spot on Instagram, so we were very keen to come here during sunset. By the way, this walk up is only around 5 minutes long, but the slope was absolutely brutal. My legs were burning. The wind was also insane that day. It was really cold even though it's spring. Just watch us struggle.
It's really windy. We're so cold. Oh my god. I'm in shorts. She's in shorts. She overestimated her abilities to stand the cold.
I mean, it's not too bad.
It's just windy. It's just windy.
Yeah.
This location is honestly what my dreams are made of. The beautiful flowers, a view of the ocean, the skies, and there were even wild goats. Honestly, I just couldn't believe that I was there in real life. We took so many photos that day and I feel like they're just my favorite photos ever. Yeah, I was just so happy to be alive that day. This is me absolutely enjoying life. Despite the cold weather, we tried to wait out to see if the sunset was gonna be nice that day, but unfortunately the clouds never moved. So we decided to make our way back down. By the way, my mom and sister did come up with us for a while, but they went down to wait in the car because they were too cold. And we also saw a lot of couples getting their pre-wedding photos done by the beach. And I don't know how the brides do it in their tube dresses. I could never. Then it was dinner time. Our only requirement was that it be hot food. We had some form of hangover stew. There was also pieces of pig's blood in there, which I didn't quite enjoy, but overall it was still a really satisfying meal after a long day. And that marks the end of my 2-day trip with Linh. I think this was a really productive trip. Not only did I get so many nice photos of myself, I also managed to find so many cute photo spots to bring my clients back for. The photos all turned out amazing and I feel like Jeju Island is always going to hold a special place in my heart. And thank you, Linh, for being such a great travel partner.
Thank you for letting me be passenger princess for 2 days.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you for hanging out with me.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll see each other again pretty soon. Okay, bye.
Bye.